Mr. Forsyth, back to
Yes,
you
sir.
again. Speaking of the classroom now, so we're in the classroom.
Okay.
And how is that going to be set up and organized, and how will the classroom look in this
Sure,
time?
sure. We all know that classes are full of lots of kids. So 6 feet spacing may not be ideal. I've met with some teachers this past week and where 6 feet spacing will be possible. We may have to rearrange some things, but we know that our classrooms are full. So we're going to set up routing procedures. So kids will walk. We'll have arrows on the floor so kids know which way to walk to get to their assigned seating and get that way. We're also going to sanitize classrooms in between classes. Those kids that move and rotate classes at the junior high and high school will sanitize desks and classes in between. And we are going to try and space kids out as much as we can. I think keeping those kids spaced out. At the elementary level, shared supplies. I know a lot of times, Mr. Guyman, the elementary kids have community crayons and community pens and pencils, and we're going to really try and limit those. I know art and things at the junior high, we're really going to try and limit those community things and make sure that kids have their own supplies and have their own things that way. And then, of course, assigned seating. So we're going to ask teachers that when those students come in and get a seat at the beginning of the school year, that they remain in that seat at least through the semester, and maybe a class change they'd have to change. But we want to know who those kids are, where those kids are sitting, and who they're sitting by, so that we can have easy access to those students if we need to, relay a message to them or get a hold of them that way. So, but we are going to space kids out as best as we can. We know that's a concern in our crowded classrooms. So we'll spread them out and keep them directing. Also at the junior high and high school, we're going to have divided hallways with arrows directing students to walk up and down the hallways, trying to have some one-way hallways so that we can just keep those kids moving, in a similar direction up and down our hallways.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
We're doing the best we can. That's what
Absolutely.
it sounds like to
Absolutely.
me. Very good. He kind of touched on this a little bit. Maybe if you could help us some more, Mr. Bertosh, on the classrooms, the cleaning and disinfecting. You mentioned a little bit, but what other process do we have across the district?
Well, we have several things in place. One is that we're going to have our custodian staff, but they're going to have an increased presence in cleaning those classrooms. We have some sanitation equipment that they're going to be using twice a week after school that we've received some great information on, great reviews that will come in and sanitize those rooms. But I'll speak to a secondary setting and speak to an elementary setting, but a secondary setting could be sanitization in between classes could be as simple as each student be given a Clorox wipe and they wipe down their area where they're at before they leave the room. Teachers at the same time, if there's a high use area, they can come in with a Clorox wipe or a sanitization fluid, a solution, and be able to wipe down those areas. In the elementary classroom, you may not want the individual students wiping down, but we can have the teachers will be cleaning those high use areas all the time and making sure that we have our doorknobs cleaned continuously, handrails are cleaned continuously, bathrooms updated, those types of things. I know that one of the things we want to do is minimize touch places as much as possible. So we're planning on propping doors open so that kids don't have to grab the door handles and we don't have a lot of touching happening there. So several things in place to try to make sure that we minimize risk anywhere we can and keep things as clean as possible.
Okay, very good. Thank you.